Okay, happy Tuesday. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully, you've had a good start to the week. Welcome to Someone's Happy Hour. Today is Tuesday, April 12th, episode 63. And we've got a good episode in store for you guys. We've got, scrolling through my notes, already all over the place. We've got our normal segments as per usual. We've got talking about office personalities, so something I'm sure everyone can relate to, different types of people you work with, a lot of different stereotypes in there, so we've got some good ones. And then wrapping it up with our 5v5 of Harry Potter characters. So something that I think, similarly, a lot of people have awareness of and many thoughts and opinions, so that'll be good.
This is definitely, we talked about this one for a while, and I think we brought up, those people in the office, those stereotypes that we typically see. And it is funny that we don't really have those office interactions anymore as much, but the
I feel like
personalities still show through.
Oh yeah.
So
shine through like Teams or I don't even know what other Zoom. I feel like I just use Teams. Are you
Slack.
Teams? I'll use Slack. I've heard Slack's pretty cool. I've not used Slack at all.
Yeah.
We're strictly
I really enjoy it.
Microsoft for everything, which is like whatever. It is what it is, I guess. But yeah, no, it is something that like definitely doesn't go away just because we're remote. If anything, I feel like it's easier. I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's easier to pick up on some of these because some people are like a lot less. I don't want to say like respectful of others' like thoughts and opinions, but I feel like people when they're behind a screen, it's very easy for them to be like, "Well, that's stupid," or like really speak
Oh
their
yeah.
mind. So it's actually kind of funny because some of it you're like, "Whoa, what the fuck just happened?" But we'll get into that, so that'll be good. But yeah, before we get into that, we can talk about what we are drinking this week, which I feel like I got to get more exciting stuff because I just keep going to my fridge and it's not that exciting. So, do you want to start?
Sure. I got this Avery Brewing Company's Ellie's Brown
Oh,
American Brown Ale. It's nice because it has a nice, cute doggo on it too.
there you go.
I think it's a brown lab actually. It's on front. So, but yeah, I actually really like this brewing company. It's pretty popular here in Denver, probably all around. I've never noticed it anywhere else, but then again, I wasn't looking. Nancy really likes their White Rascal, and I feel like a lot of places have that on tap here. So that's gonna be like a very popular beer that some people may know if they've heard of Avery Brewing. This one's pretty good. Normally, I don't really like brown ales just because
Yeah.
like I'm not a big fan of that like malty like flavor, and it's like I don't know like because I like dark beers, but like this is like the maltiness of these like and not having like a coffee stout or a chocolate stout or whatever. Like if it's just like the malty part of it just kind of throws me off. But this one's pretty good. I actually really enjoy this brown ale, and maybe it's just because it's on like the lighter side of like a brown ale, but it's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
And there's a dog on the can, so dude, can't go wrong.
Then what more can you ask for? I'm just drinking a White Claw, so very boring. But I think we actually
Grapefruit.
Yeah, I am drinking grapefruit. So I hadn't had
Right.
grapefruit in a minute. I
How does it
looked
compare?
right past the black cherry ones. No, yeah, it's good. It's good. I'd agree. This is probably one of my like favorite of the White Claw
I
pack.
I would say since it's like the raspberry is like what is that? What is the word I'm looking for? Like overdone or not overdone, but like overused or like overrated, I guess. Like everyone loves raspberry, and like you always have raspberry. I feel like
Yeah,
that, like
I like the
competes for
grapefruit.
the grapefruit now to be like
Grapefruit's
number one spot.
Grapefruit's the move. I also don't know that many of the other like Trulies or Vizzies or any of those do a grapefruit. I think that's pretty unique
Oh,
to White
true.
Claw. So I guess it's if you want
They
something
got the
different.
market
Yeah, exactly. Got it locked down. So yeah, just
on
know.
the
So
on the
that's
pamplemousse.
yeah. So no, that's what I'm drinking. It was a tough decision. Game time decision 5 minutes ago was like, what am I drinking for the episode? And I went with the White Claw. I was tempted with the Coors Light, but I feel like I've done that the last like two episodes or two or three episodes. So want to make sure people know that I know other drinks do exist. I will say without getting into my stand up or too much into my morning stand up at all. Oh my god, this is gonna be bad. I'm already gonna forget what the shot was called. Fuck. I tried a new shot, so I guess we can get into sort of morning stand up ish. But Gavin's uncle is visiting from London, and we went out to the Bulls game this past week, super last minute on Friday, and afterwards we went out for drinks and things like that. And I was about to get like a round of shots of tequila for everyone. There were like 5 or 6 of us or whatever. And then he was like, "Oh no, I don't like tequila." I was like, "Oh, like what do you like?" And we tried this shot, and I wanted to see if you had it. That is literally not good. Oh fuck! This is gonna bug me. Sorry.
Is it like a mixed shot or like a type of
No,
alcohol?
it was a straight up shot. It started with an S-A.
Sake?
No. This is terrible audio. I like searched it, I thought, on my phone. Let me see if I can scroll through my like searches. This is hilarious. Placed a few bets recently, so I'm scrolling through like Carl Anthony Towns stats, Paul George stats. Sorry, this is really bad audio, but
No, you're good. Is it like a vodka or is it
it was like a clear alcohol. It was not a vodka. Oh wait, hang on. We went on. Sambuca. Have you had
Oh, yeah.
Have you had
I know.
Sambuca? So I didn't know what Sambuca was either, and how do I describe it? It it was actually pretty solid. We ended up doing 2 of them, but it's hang on. Let me see. It's not like Sambuca is like its own alcohol. So Sambuca is an Italian anise flavored, usually colorless liqueur. It's most commonly referred to as white kombucha or sambuca. I'm about to say sambucha like it's kombucha to differentiate from other varieties. What was the flavor that I wanted to say it was like? Ooh, sort of. I guess like a little bit black licorice. I guess I don't know if that's the flavor I'd use to describe.
Yuck.
I don't know
I'm not a
that.
fan
I know
of
that.
black
I was gonna say
licorice.
that probably is not a good way to reference it.
I mean, if you like Jaeger though, you'd like that then.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm not a fan of Jaeger, but yeah, no, I tried that shot the other day, and I was like, I'd never even heard of it, but yeah, it was pretty solid. So when we were doing our drinks, that just made me think of like, at least I'm trying that's different. Otherwise, it's like the go-to, like I'll have a beer or I'll have a. Oh my god, dude! I just realized that we went out and I had multiple beers, different types of beers, and I didn't even record them. Like I literally, I'll get where I keep
as well
referring
never
to my morning
happened.
stand up. No, dude, exactly. Like I literally have gone to multiple sporting events where I had different types of beers. And we went out to a bar. I had multiple different types of beers. Literally, like, not that I was going out of my way, but I was like, oh, dude, I've really felt like beer this week, and so I was drinking different types of beer. Literally, like, if you check my app, you would have thought I'd been dead for the last week. No action, no, like, oh, Jason's checking in here. Nope, 0 of that. I just realized that, and I'm very pissed.
Damn.
It's like it didn't happen.
That's right. Beer doesn't exist.
Fuck. Well, it is what it is. But yeah, we can probably get into our morning stand up. That was my little soliloquy on Sambuca and my beers.
For sure. I can go ahead and kick us off then since getting to the morning stand up. So Enzo has completed his oh, that was his coughing.
Damn.
Yeah, he has completed his last of his classes.
Oh yeah.
So he's gone through the beginners, intermediate, and advanced. He's chewing on something. It's disgusting. Sorry, I just yanked it out of his mouth.
Nah, you good.
That's hilarious. Literally just came up to me chewing on something and like coughing on it. So he's completed the last of his classes. He did not complete his certificate for the good canine citizen. And pretty much all that is just means he's like registered with the AKC, that he's like trained. And I mean, like, that's a good thing, but like it also just helps if like your dog is ever like, and sometimes they won't let dogs fly unless they have it. It just shows that
Yeah.
they like are a well-behaved dog in society.
I feel like it might be
So
like I don't even know how many like it'd be nice to be able to just fly with him, but I also he's like so big that it's like I don't even know if
yeah, they don't
you wouldn't even necessarily like want to bring him on a flight. I don't
unless
think I've
he's
ever
like a
seen.
service dog or something like that. They are like a really like necessity dog. Like
Yeah, cause,
I don't think they allow like his large breed on flights.
yeah, because I was gonna say like I feel like anytime I see a pet or something like whether I don't know yeah like a cat or a dog that is like on a flight, it always fits in like the person's like purse or a little bag.
Carry on.
Yeah, so it's not like he would be a little big, I think, to bring on a plane anyway.
No, yeah, for sure. He's fucking huge now. But yeah, we'll get more into this in the 4 p.m. meeting of the week. But the water heater has been acting up again as we have.
It's running.
This is the reoccurring segment
Running
that we
back.
have going on in Someone's Happy Hour is water heater issues. So I
Oh,
will
yeah.
elaborate more on that later. The next thing is we went hiking this weekend. We went to this place called the Manitou Springs Incline or the Manitou Incline,
Dude,
which is basically like steps just going straight up for like
those
you know.
pictures looked insane.
Yeah, dude, I didn't make it up. I went like probably like a third, and I thought I was gonna faint. And I am out of shape, I guess I would say. But like, I did the stairs in Hawaii. I've been hiking into like 13,000 feet and stuff like that. But for some reason, like, I was literally fine, just like taking breaks. We were fine. I was talking, nothing was wrong. Then it just like I'm like, okay, ready to go, like started going again. And then like eyesight started narrowing. Well, everyone was like, dude, Tyler, you're like pale as shit. And I'm like, I need to like sit down for a second. And then like literally I was like laying down in the dirt because I was like,
This is insane. Yeah.
couldn't get up. I was like, dude. And I mean, it may have been something else, but I think it's like mostly like the elevation, like sickness getting to me. So it's even crazy. Like, after living here for like almost a year now, it still is.
Still gets to you. Yeah, Nancy
yeah.
just said in the comments that it was rough, and Emma said I died on that mountain. So
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, maybe like I just like was overly confident thinking I could do it and was just like going for
Well,
it. And then like all of a sudden it just like hit me because like I wasn't like dying, you know,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm good.
Well, it's also one of those things where like you're like, oh, it's just steps. Like just it's not like you're like it's not like
Yeah.
you're like have to worry about like hiking or like a walking stick or anything like that, like anything like crazy. But then when you look at the elevation, like the fact that it's straight up, like you don't think about you're like, oh, I'll just like if I look at it, it's like I can say X amount of steps or whatever like your goal is. But when you actually do it, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, every time you go higher up, the elevation is getting higher, and then like air is thinner, and then it's just like, oh shit, this is terrible.
Yeah, no, it was just like the craziest thing. Cause like I haven't experienced that yet, like hiking. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it was just like, boom, you're doing it. By the way, you're about to faint. Like catch yourself. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It was nuts.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then yeah, other than that, it's been like pretty much now we're on Tuesday, but this week has been pretty productive and lazy at the same time. I feel like I'm trying I'm like trying to get a lot of things done because like, over the next once summer hits, I'm not gonna want to like be inside or do a lot of things. And then also I just really don't want to do anything because like once you start like working out again or going hiking again, like your body's tired and
Yeah.
like, taking Enzo on more walks and being better about that and like to be more productive and like then it's like damn. I like am chilling so hard and also working so hard. It's like so funny.
Yeah.
Instead of work hard, play hard, it's work hard, chill hard for me.
That's all you got to do, though. That's all you got to do.
So yeah, that's my week.
Yeah. Well, I have been on a little, like, I feel Chicago sports tour lately. So I went super last minute, went to the Bulls game, like I had referenced a little bit ago, on Friday. They got absolutely destroyed. I think at halftime, the Hornets were on pace to score 140 points. Can't remember what they finished with, but it was not good.
I think it was like 120.
Yeah.
Like, like 115 to 120 or something.
It was so bad, and it's so tough because it does not give me a lot of confidence, especially because we're playing the fucking Bucks in the first round. So that is going to be
yeah,
brutal.
it's gonna be a hard first game.
Yeah, it's going to be brutal. But so I did that on Friday. Then Saturday and Sunday went to the Cubs game, which was a lot of fun. A little cold on Saturday, warmed up on Sunday. But it was nice. I got to see where my season tickets were that I'm on like a rotation with, and the seats were phenomenal. The access or like the proximity to a bunch of concessions was awesome. The bathroom, like everything was like beautiful, like view and everything. Both games were really good. The second one they ended up losing, unfortunately, but overall, a lot of fun. The one thing I'll say though is I have like I think it's hard because I like really hate the Cubs owner. So like this is definitely where this is rooted. But like I've like convinced myself that the 50-50 raffle is like rigged and he just is like, "Oh yeah, here's all the money," and it just like goes right back to him because I did the 50-50 raffle. I bought 20 tickets each day, which is like $20. So like I was like every time I go like almost to any sporting event, especially Cubs games, like I'll buy 50-50 raffle tickets cuz like 50% goes to charity, then you have a shot to win some money. And it's a decent amount too. Like I think the first
Yeah.
day the pot was like $80,000, which was wild. Sunday I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's like more like 40 or 50. I'm like, "Oh shit, this would be fucking insane." So anyways, I do it, and both days, neither day, like it's like a 9-digit number or something. Neither day did I get the first number even right. Like the first number out of the 9 numbers, I didn't even get the first number right. Like it was like I think each day I had like it started with a 5 and then it started with a 6, and both days the number up there started with a 9, and
They're not even handing nine.
I was like, this man is up there just being like, "Oh, mine hit again," and I'm just like, "Oh my god, unbelievable." But yeah, so that is I've convinced myself of that. But Cubs games otherwise was a lot of fun. Also, like, sort of drunkenly and last minute decision decided at the Bulls game that I wanted to go to a Blackhawks game on Thursday because I've never gone. So I'm going with Andy, Gavin, and Gavin's uncle because he's in town for like a few more days, and he's
Nice.
obviously we're like, "Oh, like you've never been to a Blackhawks game? We haven't either." We're in like the 300 section. Spent like $20 because we literally could not care less. We've decided, or I don't know if everyone's decided. I've decided because I do not care like about hockey that I'm just gonna root for whoever's winning, and then I'll be like, walk out there a champion, and I'll be like, "Let's go Sharks," or if the Blackhawks won, "Let's go Blackhawks." So
Nice.
rooting for the
Good
points,
motto.
hoping it's a good game. Honestly, more than
No
anything,
losses.
we'll pregame and that'll be fun, and then just have a few beers at the game, maybe some good food. So yeah, that'll be fun coming up here in a couple days. And then this weekend, which I think I might have alluded to previously, but I'm seeing Tom Segura, who is one of my favorite comedians, on Saturday night. And I'm having a bunch of people over here between Friday and Saturday who are going to the show as well. Like mostly like siblings and a few friends, but that'll be a lot of fun. So very much looking forward to that. Getting to see him, and he's literally performing like a 15-minute walk away from me, which is awesome. So yeah, it'll be absolutely sick. Very very excited. Should be a lot of fun. Busy weekend, but it'll be fun stuff. So yeah, good stuff on the radar, I guess. I just feel like I'm constantly like between all those sporting events. It's just like a lot, and then now a show too. I'm like, damn, dude, I feel like I've got just so many like 7 o'clock. You got to be at this venue. It's like Jesus, but I guess it's good stuff.
Yeah, there you go, dude.
The
Looking
tour,
good for the social life, dude.
yeah, exactly. The tour around Chicago. So supporting all the teams, except I guess I haven't gone to a Sox game. So tough. Don't know what to say about that.
I will have to take it, dude.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to Cubs Sox on May 4th or 5th. I think it's the 4th, which will be exciting because that'll be Kyle's first time stepping foot in Wrigley Field. So, gonna have to give him the authentic Wrigley experience. So I'm very excited about that.
Oh yeah.
It'll be good. It'll be good. But yeah, that's my morning stand up for the week.
Sounds good. Well, we can dive into the main topic here, being that of the office personalities. So I know, Jason, you had specific examples
So-
coming into this week. So,
So yeah, so it's funny because, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to these couple personalities we're about to go through. So we had this idea of going through like, oh, there's all these different personalities of people you work with, and it was hilarious because the way our notes work when we plan out an episode is we've got this whole Excel sheet and we'll like plan episodes in advance. And so we've had this like one there for a bit. And I want to say it's like 2 weeks ago. Tyler and I are like just talking. We're like, okay, like we'll do next week. We got monthly mailbag, and the week after we can do this. And then it was one of those things where like in the middle of the workday, it was just like craziness, and I was dealing with like people's shit, and I was like, oh my god, I've got the perfect personalities. I do not want to forget them. So the first one, which I'm curious if people on here can relate to, which I feel like most people probably can, is like a gaslighting person. And what I mean by that is you'll say something in a meeting or a call, or you'll be like, okay, so like we agree on this, right? Yeah, 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 for sure. And then like you're okay, we're gonna go forward with that. That's great. And then like 2 weeks down the line, you like maybe make reference to what you talked about or anything like that, and they're just like, oh, I never said that. And I was like, you just like lose your mind. You're like, am I going crazy? Am I losing it? And like I I'm sure everyone's had experiences with people like this, but it is honestly like insane. And it's crazy because to me it like it's one of those things where when I think of like corporate, it's just cracks me up because I'm like, that's like high school level shit. Like that's like, oh, so and so said this, and you're like, no, I didn't. And it's like, yeah, you did. Like you literally did. And it's just weird that like there's full on adults who are like getting paid at this job just do that. It just is wild to me. Absolutely wild to
Yeah.
me.
No, definitely. I think I can't say I've had a lot of experience with like the gas specific gaslighting, but like I'd say it's more like the for me it's like add-ons at the end. Because like
Oh
I guess in
yeah.
my line of work it'd be like, oh, so this is like what you need, this is like what we're delivering, or like this is what we're doing. And it's like, oh yeah, but what about this? Oh well,
You never said that.
we're not doing that. And then it's
Yeah.
like, well, we need this done to get this done. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case,
Yeah. No, that's a tough one. I think similarly like the other person who I like thought of too is you'll be on a call walking through stuff, and like obviously like sometimes are in a call where you have a lot of different people on the like different people from different areas, and you're like, okay, we're going to come to consensus, have a decision, all this stuff. And so you're going through the meeting and like, okay, stuff's getting done, it's a productive meeting, all that stuff. And there's people who will be like silent completely on the call, like completely silent. Like you like I try to make a good habit. I've been like, hey, is there any questions, any feedback before like we move on to something else? And then if I'll like, okay, I'll take that as a no, and then go on to the next thing. And there was a person who literally was silent the entire call, and then toward the end is like, oh, by the way, like literally like we're a couple minutes over, and I'm like, okay, sorry everyone, like is there any last minute things, because I know we're over, like we got to close this up. And he was like, oh, by the way, like all that stuff we talked about earlier does like not apply to me, and we're gonna have to discuss that offline. And I was like, what were we just doing for the last 30 minutes? Like you could have talked, like you literally could have, like that was the point. I'm not trying to schedule more meetings on my calendar. Like what are we doing here? So that was
yeah,
one that cracked me up, is the people who were like, I don't know if it's like people like scheduling meetings or like reasons to create other meetings on people's calendars, but like I am all about getting meetings off of my calendar. Like I was like, let's use the time we have. Everyone can share their opinion, thoughts, and feelings, and then we can move on.
yeah. No, I feel like I'm almost the type of person that does do like the silent thing, but like as soon as like that topic's over, I'll just even I'll never bring it up again. I'm just silent. I'm just like, well, fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm like, maybe I'll ask a question, and then like they instantly move on before I can even like interject. And I'm like, well, gone forever.
yeah. Well, see, and like it's like that. That's even like I don't need people to be like super talkative. I think the thing that bothers me is when people will be quiet all call, and then say something at the end that completely contradicts every decision that's been made so far. I'm like,
Yeah,
so we just wasted 30 minutes. Like
yeah,
what are we doing here? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I wrote those down though because one, they were definitely personalities that were top of mind because of work. But also it was like nice and therapeutic to like just vent about this and be like, I slowly losing my mind, but it's okay.
yeah.
Haven't had to
No,
deal with this in a bit though, so I guess this was like at that moment. Oh,
had to
Samantha,
give it
what's
out.
up? Hello, checking in before my night shift. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh God, that's wait. What? How? I'm curious. What time is the night shift? Is 12 hours? 8 hours? I don't know what that looks like. I'm just saying some people
She's
really
prob-
never grow up.
she's
Honestly, it's
probably like
wild.
the 7 to 7, I would assume.
7 to 7. Brutal. That's brutal. Damn, with school too. Oh man, guess it's the life. But yeah, that's like those two personalities. So I guess that being said, so I listed just a couple recent examples. What would you say are some common stereotypes you've seen in the office, or
Yeah,
I guess in the office?
yeah, I guess like yeah, now in work.
Virtual, yeah.
I guess it's funny because I think now people are just going to refer as into the office as
Yeah, I
just
honestly,
like going to work.
I,
Like it doesn't necessarily mean you go to the office. It just means like
yeah.
whenever you're logged in.
Well, it's funny because I didn't realize that part. I guess doesn't sound weird, but I didn't realize what was wrong with that statement until I actually read it and said it, and I was like, "Oh wait, like we're not really going into the office." But I mean, it's
Yeah.
basically. I will say that like sometimes I use like if it's like a really like I don't. I'm curious if other people probably do this too, but like if it's like a really shitty day at work, like you're like I know tomorrow's gonna suck. I can at least take solace in the fact that like I don't have to go anywhere. Like at least like I'll be miserable, but I'll be miserable just on my laptop in my own home. I can grab coffee whenever I want to. I can make food, like all that stuff. So it makes it like a little less shitty versus like I'm miserable. Oh, and by the way, I have an hour commute home. I'm stuck in a stupid ass cube. All this stuff.
Yeah, literally. Um, but
Sorry.
yeah, back onto like the stereotypes. No, it's okay. I'm like out of it today too. Back into like the typical stereotypes we see in the office. I think for me, there is that person that just like wants to meet about everything. Like everything has to be a meeting, and like not necessarily the fact of like creating more meetings for meetings, but just like I feel like every time it's like, hey, can we meet on this? Hey, do you have a sec? Hey, can you hop on a call? Hey, it's like, dude, just like Slack it or send
Yeah.
it to me in a message, and
Yeah.
like
One of the other.
it may be like 3 sentences, but that's okay. Like you can type it out.
So when you send messages, because I'm curious, like because based on what you're describing this is what like I thought of. Like, do you? Because like personally, when I like have like I'll say like, hey, so and then I'll like type out my question and hit send because then it's all in one. The thing that people will do sometimes that are like I don't know if it's like annoying or maybe I'm just like I just want to get through like what do you need? It's like there'll be people like hi Jason and then like just wait for me to respond and I'll be like what's up and then they'll be like here's my question. I was like you could have like
Yeah, dude, I hate when people do that.
yeah
Just ask the question right away. Be
yeah
like, hey Tyler, what is this? Instead of
yeah.
just, hi,
I'm trying to remember
hey.
it honestly and I apologize it might be someone who's listening to this right now because I can't remember who said that this happens to them. It does not happen to me, but someone's I forgot who I was talking to that they're like their manager or like someone at their company just messages them like good morning and then they're just like good morning and nothing no ask no anything and they just like someone will just message them good morning. I'm like okay if someone did that I'd be like okay what the fuck are we doing right now like
What do you mean?
maybe
You're just checking to make sure I'm online or
yeah, it's
something.
like I know. It's like, what are we doing right now? I'm like, this makes zero sense. So I can't remember who told me that, but that like literally like cracked me up when I heard that. I was like, dude, I don't. I would just be like, why are we doing this right now? Like, what are we doing? But yeah,
Yeah, no,
I think yeah. There's also well, you said the person who like always wants to talk. I think that's one. Like or like talk on the phone, things like that. Um, there was another one I just thought of. Oh, I feel like another one that is like I'm like I get, and maybe we have a different perspective on this because we're younger, newer to the workforce, all that stuff. But like, there's also people who like take shit like super seriously. Like if there's like a minor tweak or change to something like being made, and they'll like be all up in arms, like, oh my gosh, like we can't do that because of this, and this. And I'm like if we all take a step back and like realize what we're actually doing right now, like is it really gonna matter? Like, is it really
yeah,
gonna matter if like the words are a little different? Like, we're not about to go on a 12-hour shift to a hospital and be a nurse and take care of important shit. Like, we're all sitting at like either at home or in a cube on our laptops. Like, it is not the end all be all.
yeah, no. I totally get that. There are those people that like make everything an urgent matter, when in reality it's like, dude, just like refresh the page or something like that. Like
Yeah,
you're fine.
yeah. See you later, Samantha. Have a good shift. Um, let's see. Yeah, no, that's another common stereotype
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it.
I'm trying to think
I
of
had
others.
one that was like I was like going into it that I like feel like I always typically deal with.
And Andy's just ruthless. He's like, have fun. I'll be sleeping. Yeah, because she. I guess for those of you who are listening, not on the YouTube, she said 7 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. That's just like brutal.
Yeah, it's rough.
Absolutely. I guess it comes with the territory, but damn. Yeah, no. I guess while we think of other common stereotypes, is there a personality that you would say you don't work well with? Or does like something stand
Um,
out to you? Or it's ones you do work well with?
yeah, I think this is like the one that I was like trying to think of is like I feel like the people, um, well, it has to I go with like the people that make everything like an urgent matter, like that we were saying, but like also the people that just like can't make a decision.
Yeah.
It's like,
What are we
look,
doing
I
here?
get it, but like, then what? Who do I need to talk to then to like get your okay on this? Because like, if you're the one saying like something's wrong or right, and then like I fix it or I do something or I
Yeah.
get something for you, and then it's like, okay, here you go, and it's like the whole thing of like, wait, everyone's always on you to like get something done, but then when, like you get it done, and like now you're on them. It's like, oh well, wait a minute, like
Yep.
can't go
Yep.
forward, and to me, it's just like I feel like work like it really like is a lot easier to work with people that are on like, the same wavelength of like getting things done at the same pace as you and things that like are priorities, but like when you just don't know or like don't have an idea or like I can't make that decision or I think that's gonna have to go to someone else, it's like then why are we talking?
Yeah. Like as much as I'd love to spend my day just chatting it up,
Yeah,
this is
it's like
doing none of us any
cool.
good.
I like, yeah, it's like, and I appreciate your feedback and everything, but it's like I you're not my if like you're not my manager and like stuff like that, then like there's no point in
Yeah.
us discussing.
Yeah. I think the on the flip end, like the people who I'd say I work well with are probably people who like don't take themselves like super seriously, and like not that they're like not knowledgeable because they are and things like that, like they know what they're doing and things like that, but in the sense of like when I described earlier where there's a person who's like, oh my gosh, this is like end all be all, there's also people who understand that at the end of the day this is like a job, and there's like a balance like between like if you need to go like grab coffee in the middle of the day, like grab coffee in the middle of the day. Like if you need to go, like there's like flexibility and understanding that like yeah, what we do is important, but it's also like
As long
it's
as you're getting
important
your
to have a
job
balance.
done,
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're getting your stuff done, like
there's no hand holding.
yeah, there's not like you were saying earlier, like when I was talking about, I can't remember, I still can't remember who said their manager or whoever does that, but like, and I don't know if when they do that, if I can't remember the context, but I don't know necessarily that it was checking if someone's online, but like that would be the exact opposite behavior of someone who I like would be like this, like why do you need to check that like I'm green at like 3:30 or something?
Yeah,
Like okay, maybe I stepped away for a sec. Like if I get my stuff done, like it shouldn't matter if I step away or if I have to like leave a little early one day. Like it all balances out, and as long as I'm getting the stuff done I need to get done, like I don't see what the issue is.
yeah, no, I agree with you there. I would say I work well with people that are like more laid back and like not like laid back to like not getting the job done, but that just like don't take things so seriously and like the job's gonna be done. We'll figure out solutions. We're like this is what we're paid here to do, but like it's not the end of the world. Like oh like you need to leave early today, and like we have projects due tomorrow. Well, as long as you can send me the stuff by like 3, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. No,
It's like things like that. Like you can work with people, and it's like how an office or how a workplace should be.
yeah, no, I definitely think, and like I mean, this is probably like I'd hope anyone would probably feel this way as well. But I think another like personality or like I don't know if it's personality or like a like I would say like I enjoy working with people who can like crack jokes and like don't like again it's kind of that's not taking everything super serious, like you can joke about like random things or like whatever, like it's not always all business all the time. Like I kind of appreciate that where like you can just like I don't know, I think that's also just part of like enjoying who you work with a little bit, but like being able to crack jokes about shit going on with work, or even it doesn't have to be work, but like being able to like have those kind of people, I think makes like, because like at times it's just so, like work can be like boring, like not boring, but like just shitty, and like that at least makes it better.
Yeah.
But
No, I agree with you.
yeah,
And I just realized too that these points I just put in are the exact same.
what are some common stereotypes you see in the office? And what are some of the most common examples of different office personalities? Yeah, I guess they are kind of similar, but I don't know. I feel like we've rifled through a decent amount. I don't know if people listening like there's any like specific like office
Yeah,
personality that like
personalities that you
stands
could
out to
think of.
you. I'm trying to think of like The Office does like a good job of like having a little bit of everything. Like I'm just
Yeah.
thinking of the Office TV show, but because like you've got
Oh,
oh sorry, you thought I just meant like The Office, like referencing like oh yeah
referring
the
to like
Office, yeah the Office has a lot of
the
stuff.
all-knowing entity that is the
Yeah, that is
office.
The Office. We're talking about now the Oval Office. No, the show, the show The Office. No, I feel like they just do a good job of like trying to like capture a lot of different types. I don't know. I think it also probably differs a lot, like what your stereotypes you're exposed to, depending on like the age of the people you work with. Like, I know in my job, I'm like the youngest on the team for sure. Like other people on my team have kids and things like that. So, definitely at different stages of life than them. So like my perspective of like stereotypical office personalities is probably different than someone who works at like a startup where everyone's in their 20s or like early 30s. So I don't know. That's just like my experience. I feel like I'm like in a not to say like a startup's not a typical environment, but I feel like I'm like in a like almost sort of like a stereotypical like office setting if I were to go
Yeah.
into the office.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's a white male CEO that thinks he knows it all.
Oh yeah, dude.
There you
Copy and
go.
paste for
That was from Emma. That was from Emma.
every fucking
That's
company.
yeah. That was what I'll say. Copy paste, like literally
Dude,
all over.
actually that brings up a huge thing of just like white senior leadership.
That is
Like
wild to me.
that like really pushed the diversity pinpoint. It's so funny because at Angie there is like these things where like they showed like what other companies senior leadership looks like their diversity, how
Yeah,
many are
yeah.
ethnic, male or female or other, and then like where we are compared to them and like where we're aiming. And like, yeah, it's all fine and dandy to show that, but then you look at senior leadership
And you're like,
and it's all white. And I'm like, okay, so what's the point of even talking about it? You guys aren't making
yeah,
any strides.
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, that's something that is like
Well, I guess they are making strides. I shouldn't say that, but like,
slowly but surely.
it's like, yeah, it's just like there hasn't been any,
It
big
is,
movements
it
going.
is wild. It is wild how. Yeah, I don't know. It is nice when you see stuff where it is like you do have a diverse leadership because then it like I feel like other people probably feel a lot more like accepted or welcomed at work when it's like they see people who are in leadership positions who like look like them or think like them and things like that versus like if you just have a bunch of old white dudes like you're like what the fuck are we doing? Probably get with the times. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah.
That was a really good one. That was a really good one. I think. I mean, we could if anyone thinks of any other ones, keep throwing in the chat, and we can definitely get back to them
Yeah.
in the episode. But otherwise, we can probably move into our second half of our segments here, and
Definitely we can go into a
to our
deep
deep
dive.
dive.
I can go ahead and kick us off there. So I recently saw something on TikTok, of course, from Hank Green again. That's primary educational social media that I get. But he was talking about the difference between baking soda and baking powder, and I never really knew the difference, and like honestly, didn't really like consider there was a difference. But they are like mostly the same. But baking soda is pretty much made of like sodium bicarbonate, which requires an acid and a liquid to become activated, which helps baked goods rise. That's what you use to make like, how much you want like your bread to rise or cake or whatever. And then baking powder is the same thing of sodium bicarbonate, but it includes the acid already. So when you use
Interesting.
baking powder, all you need is just to add the liquid. But when you have baking soda, you need to add the liquid and an acid to get the rise.
Interesting. Okay. It's interesting because I feel like I knew they were two different things. Like if you would have told me that there's baking soda and baking powder, I'd be like, yeah, I know that. But I would not have been able to tell you the difference. Like
Yeah,
0%
me
chance.
neither. And I don't know like why that was needed. Like
Yeah.
I think probably baking soda came first, and then like
Yeah,
they
because
realized enough people didn't want to add acid or didn't want to like didn't have a vinegar or didn't have
yeah,
whatever to like add, so they're like,
they're
okay,
just
here's
like,
baking
oh, yeah, you
powder.
just do baking powder. Because I think, no, I'm like losing it. I know I have one of them. I don't know which. I'm assuming I have baking powder. I don't know why I'd have baking soda. I don't
Yeah,
think. Damn, dude, I didn't think about that. That's crazy. Damn.
for sure.
My deep dive, very appropriate given that baseball just started, but is the ridiculousness of like concessions. And so I saw something on Twitter earlier today where they were talking about like the prices of like beers at Cubs games and Sox games and things like that. So I was just curious that I'd check it out. And it's crazy. So there's some places. Holy shit. I'm trying to remember if I didn't realize who was the least, but that is good to know. So, anyways, like what ballparks charge like the least and most for a beer? So, like if you went to like Wrigley or the Mets or like some of the teams in like the Northeast, you're looking at anywhere from like $10 to $12 for a beer, which is pretty ridiculous. Like when you think about it, you're going to a game, you're spending $10 to $12 a beer, already expensive for a ticket. But on the flip end, guess how cheap you can get a beer at a game, like at a different stadium. And then I'll have you guess the stadium. No, I won't because there's too many teams.
No, I'll try.
Yeah, no. Well, I want you to guess because, yeah, no. But guess the dollar amount
And
first.
this is at okay, so this is only baseball or
Only
all
baseball.
over?
Only baseball.
Major league.
Major league. And guess
Okay,
the
I'm gonna
dollar
guess.
amount. So on the high end, we're looking at it's like 10 to $12. 10 is like Wrigley, 12 is the New York Mets, which is most expensive. But guess the lowest dollar amount.
I'm gonna say there's probably some deal that you can get like dollar beers before pitch.
So the cheapest is $3. So I was like,
Okay.
dude, that's pretty sick. Like I would like definitely take advantage of that. And
Then
get
I'll probably say that's in Baltimore.
no, it is not Baltimore. They actually have $10 beers. They're on this little graph.
Okay, hold on. Let me see then. $3 beers, probably Tampa Bay.
It is not Tampa Bay. Although Tampa Bay is not on this list, but it is not Tampa Bay.
Last guess here.
Last guess.
$3 beers at a major league
At a
stadium.
major league stadium.
I know the Rockies do $5 beers before first pitch.
Well, so it's funny you say that because it's the Rockies. So it's probably
That
at a
is really
specific.
funny.
It's at a specific
Yeah, it
part of
probably
the
is like
field.
a specific thing.
But you can get beers for $3. Like, damn, dude. Like, there was the thing a while ago, and I was so happy when I heard it because I was like, maybe other teams will adopt this. But there was like research done that if stadiums were to lower the prices of their concessions to like a reasonable price, that they'll actually make more money because more people will be buying
buy
more
it,
concessions.
yeah.
So like the Falcons adopted this when they opened their new stadium and literally have like
Oh yeah, I saw
$3 beers, like $2 nachos. You're like at a high school game or something getting concessions. And it's like if they do that, then like someone who like brings their family out there or something like is willing to buy more food and like, oh, I'll go back since soda's only like $2. Yeah, Nancy just said they have $3 beers at Rockies games before first pitch. Like it's so cool when you see stuff like that. But I just thought it was crazy to think about that. Like some places are just so expensive.
Coors Light, dude.
But yeah, another just funny note is there's like a little graphic that shows like the attendance per game, and like last year it only said 18,900 because I know for part of the year of COVID or whatever, but for some reason they show what was the average attendance. Like they have the year by year, and for the only 2 years they have shown is 2020 and 2021, and then 2020 they're like 0 per game.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No shit.
that graph added no value. Like literally,
Yeah,
why did you show
thanks.
2019? Like this is so weird. But yeah, that was my deep dive.
Sweet, sounds good. Well, I think that moves us into the 4 p.m. meeting of the week. you can go ahead and continue on.
Yeah, so I've got a couple. So the first one isn't, I guess two. Well, one of actually the last one was something I wanted to bring up earlier that I forgot. So I'm just gonna add it on to the end. So the first one is, I don't know if it's like, it's not an inconvenience, but like I think I'm curious if you do this too. So like I've been going to Starbucks a lot lately, especially when I like have to do dishes and stuff. I like, or if I haven't done dishes yet, and like I wanted to like clean the coffee pot or something like that, like I'll rationalize in my head. I'm like, well, might as well just go to Starbucks. And I'm like, it's not clean. I'll just go get Starbucks. It'll be great. I realized, because like obviously you don't want to be like eating out all the time, like things like that. I've realized, and I think part of it might be because I reload, like it reloads automatically on my app. I like don't even consider Starbucks as eating out. Like I don't even like, doesn't even phase me. I'm like that to me, like when I think of like, oh, did I eat out this past week? Like I won't even consider the fact that I got Starbucks like maybe like 3 times. I'm just like, oh yeah, I got like maybe pizza on like Friday or something. But that's like
Yeah.
it.
It is very dangerous, especially when it's like super close to you.
Yeah. Today I was like, it's nice outside, get a nice little walk in, although the walk's very short, so like it's not really for the walk. But yeah, I realized that today. I was like, damn, dude. So that was the first one. Second one, so I feel like a lot of people can probably relate to this. Like when you commit to like plans or commit to anything, and then it like it time passes. You're like, oh yeah, 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 I'll do that. I'll do that. Sounds good. And then like in a couple of weeks, it's like coming up, and you're like, shit, I wish I didn't do that. Or not wish. Maybe you don't wish you didn't do that. You're like, fuck, I don't feel like doing
Anyone that has
that.
plans with Jason coming up,
Yeah, exactly. Everyone who's
just so
like
you
coming
know.
over this weekend, like you probably, yeah, exactly. No, no, no. No. I'll explain what I'm referring to specifically. So, anyways, I'm sure people can relate to that feeling. And then like once you actually do it, you're like, okay, you know what? I was happy I did it, whatever. So I'll probably have that positive spin at the end. But Kyle and Emma have been trying to get me to join the NIU Young Alumni Board. And for the longest time, I was like, nah, like I'll be whatever. Like, cause for the longest time, like I initially had joined like shortly after graduating, and I attended 0 meetings, and then they like kicked me off of that, and then now they're like, oh, you should do it now. Like we meet on different days, all this stuff. And so when I was out in, I almost said Buffalo Grove in Wheeling for Emma's birthday a few weekends ago, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. Like I'll sign up. I literally was there a few drinks in and like signed up on my phone. I was like, oh, let me put in the registration form. Da da da. Kind of forgot about it, and then literally a little like an hour and a half ago, got an email like, we're excited to tell you that you're in Young Alumni Board. Like sending me all this information, and I'm like, oh shit. Not that I'm not excited to join, because I will preface that like it'll be great. I'm sure I'll get a lot of benefit out of it, but I'm like, oh god, I forgot I made that commitment, and now I'm like, I don't even know how. I think it's only like once a month they meet. We'll see how long it lasts. They'll probably keep me honest with it, but that was my like, oh, like that was very much at the time. I was like, oh, that's future Jason's problem, and now it's future Jason, and I'm like, oh shit, I committed to this.
Oh yeah.
So that was the other thing that I had. So I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, I'll let you get into your 4 p.m. meeting of the week, and then I could say my other thing because it's not even related to a 4 p.m. meeting of the week.
You just wanted to get it out there.
Yeah, well, fuck it, I'll say it. It's I guess sort
Yeah.
of it's a 4 p.m. meeting of the week. Well, I don't, not really. I honestly, some people may look at it as a 4 p.m. meeting of the week. For me, I'm all about it. Oh, but what did Emma just say? LOL, you were lucky we know you because your application was sketch. Well, if it was sketch, it's because I was drinking while doing it, so it might not have even made coherent sense. So that is totally fair. That is totally fair. Because that's the thing. Like, I think I feel like I know almost everyone in it. So hopefully there's no like intense like hazing process. Anyways, the last thing I had that some people may be like, oh no, like you don't have an office space anymore. But like to me, I was like, this is lit. Like I'm totally cool with that. So I've made comments where I like rarely go out to our office in the suburbs. And so I was there last week for work, and because I had a few people, including my manager, who flew in from Minnesota, and I was like, oh yeah, like like I was kind of walking her around. And I was like, oh yeah, like I can like show you where my cube is and stuff. I was joking. I was like, oh yeah, like every time I go back there, I feel like I'm missing another monitor or a cord because I'm like never there. Like there's no reason for me to be there. So
Yeah.
I walk back, and it was hilarious because like I was like, there's a whole ass person, like person stuff and a new nameplate, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I
You're
swear this is my
fine.
cube. I swear this is my cube. And then I'm like, wait, maybe I have the row wrong. And I would go over, go back, and I was like, what the fuck? Like I was like, I don't even know. And then I was like, I swear my cube was here. And I like made sure. And I was like, I mean, at a certain point, they're probably like, this man's never here. We're just gonna give it to someone else. So like, it's funny because some people might be like, oh, like I don't have an office there. But to me, I'm like, gonna be going incognito. Like nobody's gonna know where I am. This is perfect. Don't worry about it. I'm supposedly have an office there, but if you need to find me online. But that was hilarious. Like I literally like don't like I didn't even know. I would never have known if I didn't check it out. So yeah.
Yeah.
What did I gonna say? Why do you want to join? Jason said, because I know people. That's literally why. Like that's like because I know people on it. Like I know you and Kyle, and I know other people in it. So that's why I want to join. I don't know. I don't know what I could like. We'll see. It'll be great, I'm sure. But like, you put me on the spot. You're telling me to fill out the form like at dinner or something. I don't even know if that was at dinner, but or maybe we'd already done like tequila shots or something, and I was like, oh yeah, I know people. But it's true. I do know people. Got the
Still got
job done.
accepted.
Still got accepted. So yeah, that'll be good.
For sure. Well, I can go ahead and get into the 4 p.m. meeting of the week. That is the reoccurring 4 p.m. meeting. May as well just have this scheduled
Yeah,
once a month now.
yeah, I was about to say we'll schedule this for
The reoccurring 4 meeting,
late May?
4 p.m. meeting. Yeah, it's the water heater again. So it was really funny. We had people staying with us this past weekend, and um, I was taking Enzo for a walk, and they were still here. Nancy and her friends were like talking and hanging out. And then as soon as I get back from the walk with Enzo, Nancy notices there's like water over the floor, and I open the door and she's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" And then like look down and there's like a puddle on the floor, and I'm like, "No, dude, not again." So lo and behold, the water heater was leaking again, and it's for the exact same reason. And what's so funny about this is like we almost like saw this happening beforehand because the water that we had in the apartment was getting so hot that you literally just had to turn the shower like a little bit on so the
Oh
shower started
god.
coming out, and then that's like the perfect temperature. If you turn it up anything past like
Scorching.
one tick past on, it's like steaming. And I'm like,
Jesus.
dude, this is fucking crazy. And so with that idea, our water is running really fucking hot, like
Yeah.
scalding hot.
Yeah.
And so with that, the water heater, the pressure, gets built up from all the hot
Yeah.
air, not hot water, and expands. And all that water has to go somewhere, and it goes on the floor. And there's so much water because it's so fucking hot that either the drain or the pipe or it just like can't take it all. So it just like starts to go everywhere. It's not like our whole apartment is like an inch with water. No, it's just like a puddle. It's hard to explain because like we don't have like a basement or anything. You know,
Yeah.
like our water heater is in like our like office storage room that we use for our office room that we use for like storage. So it's like hardwood floors and stuff like that. But like that is just like covered in water. And with that going on, it's like, okay, we had to call him again. We're playing phone tag with like the mechanic. What's his name? The maintenance. We're playing phone tag with the maintenance
yeah.
guy. Finally, I get him on the line, and we're at dinner at like Culinary Dropout. So I have to keep walking back in and out of the restaurant to go because it's loud as fuck in there.
Yeah.
I have to keep going back in and out to talk with him on. And we finally get on the same call, and he discusses with me. It's like, oh yeah, it's like the water heater is running way too hot. I turned it down a little bit. I think you need like an expansion tank or something like that. So it's like something to help with like all the hot water that it produces.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh yeah, you have like a 100-gallon tank for like a $1,200 or 12-foot unit, 1,200 square foot unit. So like you don't really
Yeah.
need that. And I was like, well, you're the one that fucking gave it to us. Like,
Yeah.
we
What,
didn't
what
ask
am I
for
supposed
it.
to do with this? Yeah.
So that's going to be happening tomorrow, I believe. They're going to be coming by with the expansion tank. But Maintenance came by twice to turn down the temperature of the water heater just because it was still
So you
scalding
could-
hot if they turned it down again. So,
Jesus. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that.
but we have water, so that's like the
Yeah, silver lining, I guess.
the silver
Jesus
lining of it all.
Christ. Oh my goodness.
It was just so
Hopefully-
funny too because he brought like a shop vac in to like blow air to like dry up the area, you know.
Yeah.
And literally, dude, it was so hot in our apartment, and the AC wasn't like working because it was the first time we used AC, and like for those,
Yeah.
we just found this out too. The first time you try to use AC in a while, like usually it takes a while for it to,
Yeah,
like,
for it to kick in, yeah.
in. So, dude, that night was like boiling. I was like, dude, it's like 40 degrees. Like we like slept with like the windows open just because it was like
Yeah, because
so.
it was freaking. Oh my god.
So-
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That's insane. Well, you're definitely, if you weren't already, becoming quickly an expert in water heaters. So
I know.
for all
This
your
guy's
water
about to-
heater needs.
This guy's about to
Hit
come
him
to
up.
me and be like, here's what we need to do.
Yeah, exactly. You're about to be like, okay, so this is what's up, and then you're gonna have your own tools ready to go. You're like, we're not gonna use those. I got the updated version.
I'm gonna buy them all.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, that's unfortunate. Hopefully next week it is all back to normal and no issues.
Hopefully.
But yeah, I think then we can move into our comedic report.
Sweet.
Oh shit. You can go ahead with yours if you have it ready.
For sure. So the first one I have is this tweet, which was really funny, I thought, and I had told Nancy and she was laughing. But this girl tweeted, eavesdropping at a coffee shop to this girl talking for an hour straight about how she can't find a good man, and she hasn't let her friend say even a single word. Like, sweetheart, the call is coming from inside the house. Like, just the use of that, like, cracked me up. I was like, that's a good one.
That's good.
And then my other one here is a TikTok that was, it just like caught me off guard, so it like made me chuckle because I just totally wasn't expecting this guy to just like say it, and it's like 2.3 million views too, and it cracked me up. Let me see here. Let's angle this.
Garlic butter croissant monkey balls.
Smoke paprika toast orangutan titties.
Garlic butter croissant.
What the fuck?
So it's just like a play on of like, oh, the garlic monkey balls or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like smoked paprika orangutan titties.
That's fucking hilarious.
I know that fucking caught me off guard, and I was like, what the fuck?
You're like, where did that come from? Oh my god. All right, well, I've got two as well. So the first one's a tweet that I saw the other day, and it was fucking hilarious. So this guy says, I'm a dentist, and I graduated with 68 other ones. I've met even more in 13 years as a dentist. None of us have been asked shit about our opinions on toothpaste.
Sure, I feel like that's always just
And I'm
such
like,
bullshit.
that's so fucking funny.
And it's always so funny because like the one dentist that like doesn't agree, like 9 out of 10 dentists
Yeah,
recommend.
it's like because they
blah, blah,
can't say every dentist, because then the best
'Cause
part
they
is,
have an
dude,
S.
this tweet got like 430 something odd thousand likes, and the best part is his replies were like blowing up. So like he made a whole thread because people are like, so what is your recommended toothpaste? And he was like getting nonstop comments. He's like, okay, guys, you keep asking me, so this is, and then he like listed a couple that he'd like say. I was like, that's funny as fuck.
blah. That's hilarious.
And then this next one was a TikTok about how the text says you're tired about hearing about how big and strong your nephew is at the family function.
Oh,
Smashing, honey.
It's just so funny. You got like the little baby on the ground. Just
I love
kicking
her
him over.
face. Too. Have you seen the show The Real Brothers of Simi Valley? I'm pretty sure
I've seen it. I've seen it. It's with what's his face? I haven't seen all of it, but it has
Tatro.
yeah,
or
Jimmy
something.
Tatro. Yeah.
Cody Co. and
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it cracks me up. 'Cause it was like, yo, your baby's staring at me or something like that. He's like,
Yeah,
yo,
there's the clip where
got a
he's like
funny
chilling
look, little man.
outside. Yeah. Oh my god.
yo, Zan, get your boy, dog. Like gets up in the baby's face.
Oh my god. No, that I didn't even think about that, but that is a very, very good comparison. So I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, that was our comedic report. So I think obviously if anyone has any other questions or things they want to throw at us, throw them in the chat. Otherwise, we will get on with our 5v5 and then wrap up the episode. So getting into our 5v5 this week, we've got Harry Potter characters. So I think I went first last week because I believe I had Sweet Life of Zack and Cody first.
Nice.
So I think you've got number 1 overall pick.
Whoa, dude, that's actually pretty tough.
Yeah.
I almost would rather go
1-1.
second in this one.
Yeah, it's tough.
Just
A lot of
because
pressure. A lot of pressure.
number one
It's
character.
gonna shape your whole team. Who's gonna get the ball in crunch time?
Dude, I don't know.
Faded
Judging by how much they were in the series and the impact they made, I'd say Snape.
Fuck, dude. I did not think you were gonna go there. Fuck.
Is that gonna be
That was,
yours?
remember, I literally told you when we were making our list, I was like, okay, I know my number 1 overall pick, but I was like, but I don't think it's not like, I don't think it's like, obviously, like if you watch Harry Potter a lot, like then you really appreciate his character.
Well,
Harry
that's
Potter.
why.
Well, exactly, and that's
Yeah.
why I was saying like I was hoping that like he's not like an obvious choice unless you like really sit there and think about it, and you're like, oh shit, like that's a really good pick. So
Yeah.
I'm really freaking pissed.
Especially like 6 through 7,
Yeah.
like the last
yeah,
season,
the
just
last
like
just
really cement why he's probably like one of the
dude, I'm
best.
fucking pissed.
I mean,
Fuck, dude. That just
probably-
you just threw me for a loop. I did not expect that. I was like,
I
you
mean,
know
I
what?
don't think he's everyone's favorite.
Yeah,
so-
no, and I think that's also part of why I was like, okay, like, because obviously I know we're both huge Harry Potter fans, but it's one of those things where I was like, okay, I feel like I could rationalize, and you probably had the same thought, like I can rationalize why like Snape would be my number 1 overall pick, but like I was like hoping that like you'd maybe have like a more obvious
that
choice.
you were more stupid.
I was hoping you'd have like a more obvious choice because I could be like, oh, this is like a sneaky like dark horse, but apparently not that
Not
dark
as
of a
sneaky.
horse. So fuck, dude. Okay, I'm like completely thrown for a loop because that was like,
It's tough, dude. This one was like I literally would prefer to go second.
yeah, because I don't even know now. Do I go with one of the big 3 or do I? Now I feel like I'm sounding like I'm drafting an NBA team.
I don't know.
Or
dude.
do I? No, you know what? I'm going outside the big 3 because I'll be pissed if you take this person too, and I'm gonna go Sirius Black.
Yeah. See, okay, that's
Was
who
that
I
your-
was stuck in between.
Wait, was
two.
that your
I-
second pick?
That's who I was stuck
Oh,
in between.
dude! Thank God. If I picked someone else, then you picked him second, I would have tried to fit through my 12th floor window, dude. That would have been terrible.
Yeah. No, definitely. That like literally
dude.
those two were like the
Oh,
big ones I was like stuck in between.
I still can't believe I'm so pissed about Snape. I'm happy I picked Sirius Black though, especially knowing that would have been your pick because it would have been tough in apartment 1202. It would have been tough.
Yeah, it's always tough in an apartment. 613, so don't worry. My second pick that I'm gonna have to go with is gonna be Hagrid.
That's a good pick. I like it. I will go with dude, this is fucking tough. I'm gonna go because he's like a phenomenal villain. I'm gonna go Voldemort. Number 2.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
That should have been like the
he pretty much,
protagonist
like,
of
made-
the protagonist
why it
of the
was so
whole movie,
huge.
the protagonist of the whole series, the man you're always rooting for, Voldemort.
Yeah, just a guy down on his luck, always getting beat up by a fucking 16-year-old. How could you not root for the poor guy?
Oh my
My
god! Go through some
Third
adversity.
pick. My third pick is probably going to be like my personal favorite. That like it doesn't like do like an impact, but like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anytime they're on the screen, I
You're
just
like,
like love
all
it.
about it.
Is Professor McGonagall.
Oh, that's a good one.
She's so cool.
phenomenal.
She reminds me of my grandma too, but like
She's the best. That is probably who I was going back and forth with between Voldemort. So that was a good one. Very similar characters. I was like Voldemort, McGonagall. A lot of similar.
Two sides of the same coin.
Exactly. I'll take one of the big 3 and I'll go Hermione.
yeah, that's if I was going to choose, that'd be
Yeah.
huge.
You're like,
Let's
yeah,
see here.
if I needed some bench players.
If I had some some space to fill up the reserves.
Yeah, exactly.
I will go ahead and choose for number 4. Oh man, this is now where it gets tough because everyone's picked away. Probably. Oh fuck it, we'll do Harry. We'll do the big 3 as well.
Nice.
Just because I do have someone in mind later,
Ooh,
but I kind of want to make sure I
shit.
get Harry.
I will go. Fuck, I'm between 2, and I feel like you're probably gonna choose whatever one I don't pick.
Fred and George Weasley.
See, even if that was my pick, I wouldn't know which one to pick. Be like, oh fuck,
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd say that's like a
that's the same. They're basically the same.
yeah.
I will go.
Crab. And chomping on his foot in the background.
I'll go Draco Malfoy,
Nice. That's a good one.
and you're probably gonna pick the other person.
So my 5th pick is going to be Neville Longbottom.
Oh, that was not gonna be my pick. He wasn't even on my list. No, actually, he was on my list. That was a good pick. That was a really good pick. It also cracks me up when he's in a scene because I feel like, without a doubt, like there's some sort of mess being made, or he's like hanging from the freaking
Yeah.
lamp. Like, it just cracks me up. So funny.
Oh yeah. Plus, like the change he's made from like the first movie to the last movie is like the craziest out of all of them.
Yeah. That's true. I think my last pick. Should I go with what I was gonna do? I'm actually go with no, I won't go with him. I'll go with kind of I feel like this. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Lupin.
Nice. Remus Lupin.
Yeah, I was between him and Dumbledore for my last one, but I went with Lupin.
Yeah. See, the thing is like Dumbledore's also like when you realize it at the end, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
But then, like, if you look at what I really want to see is the secrets of Dumbledore and stuff
Yeah,
like
but
that.
yeah,
It looks like he's like, you know, this amazing guy.
well, yeah. Now there's like the new like you got to factor in like, oh, like you kind of see a different phase of Dumbledore's life through the the new movies now, the
Yeah, the Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beast movies. So it's like, but I feel good about. I really like Lupin's character. So I think that's a good one.
Nice. Some other ones I had were like Ginny, Dobby.
I'm not a fan of Ginny. I feel like she's very blah.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe
Ron.
sorry. You're like, damn, dude. She was my 6th.
I guess. Hey, she's my big 6. But Ron, yeah, Dobby. I had Remus as well coming in at the end, and then
Yeah.
that was pretty much it.
I
Honestly,
had. You said
kind of
Dobby. I put Mad Eye Moody. I liked him.
Yeah.
Some that I don't like. I put Luna Lovegood.
Oh,
I also.
as you don't like.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. It's just funny that you're like, I'm gonna look at the ones I don't like now.
Well, I also put like just because they're like stand out as
Bellatrix Lestrange.
Bellatrix. Although like she does that's actually one who maybe I could talk myself into like putting as well. I don't know my favorite, but she's decent. Obviously, she's not a good person, but Dolores Umbridge is like literally the worst. Like literally worse. Like it's
Yeah.
Voldemort than her. Like
Lucius
she
Malfoy.
is the worst. Like if it comes down, what is it in The Office? It's like if I had 2 bullets and I was in a room with Dolores Umbridge, Voldemort, and pick a third Harry Potter character, I shoot Dolores twice.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
But yeah, I think that's. Let's see. You said Ron. It's poor Ron got left out, but I mean, he's all
Yeah,
right.
he's nothing special. No
Yeah.
offense. Unless he kind of turned into a dick in like the last movie. And, like, just, like, left
True.
Harry
At least
behind.
saying the first part, like you just kind of get up.
Or not
up
the
and-
first movie, the last movie. Sorry, did I say the last?
No,
movie?
no. Sorry, I was saying the first part of the last movie. Wasn't it the first part of the last movie? Or is it
Yeah.
Yeah. No, sorry, we were saying the same thing. But yeah, he was kind of like, oh, I'm up and leave. It's like,
Yeah. It's like okay, cool.
okay, go, whatever.
Peace out, man.
little
Have a
bitch.
good life.
Yeah, Dobby Luna. I think I had. I think that's all of them. I was trying to think of others, but it was funny. I was trying to look at like just to make sure I didn't miss any, and like one of the characters was like Cedric Diggory, and I'm like, dude, he's literally in like one movie.
Yeah.
Not,
If they added like 10 minutes of the whole
yeah,
movie.
exactly. Like yeah. I don't know.
Cedric Diggory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, why? I was like,
I did actually like the Weasley's parents. What was that,
oh,
Molly and-
I really like Mrs. Weasley. That I love. She has like the line because I remember reading it in when I read the book, and I was like, hell yeah! And then when I saw they like brought it into the movie too, I was like, let's go. But when this is not a spoiler because Harry Potter's been out for fucking.
Wasn't
10
she
years.
fighting Bellatrix Lestrange?
She's fighting Bellatrix Lestrange, and in the book, and brought it into the movie. She's like, because she's fighting Ginny or whatever. She's like, "Not my daughter, you bitch!" And then she like kills her.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
When I read it, I was like, "Let's fucking go!" And then I was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna PG this or out of the movie or whatever." And then they had
That's
it in
like
the
the
movie
only
too.
time they like
And I was
swore.
like, "Let's go!" So that was
Yeah.
awesome. That was absolutely awesome. But yeah, no, I feel like that's like the main. I feel like there's not many characters we. Like, I don't know, like any other characters that would be like significant enough along with like the time to like make that list. But I feel like that's a pretty solid list. So I guess we can go through them again.
Yeah, so I had Snape, Hagrid, McGonagall, Professor McGonagall, and Harry and Neville.
Got to make sure to use Professor before the disrespect. No, I'm kidding.
She earned that title.
I had Sirius Black, Voldemort, Hermione, Draco, and Lupin.
For sure. Well, I think that is it for our podcast today. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode talking about the personalities in the office. Hopefully some of them were relatable to you. Hopefully not too relatable. We have to deal with some of these people every day, but
Yeah.
we all know how that goes. Hopefully you guys don't have to deal with any water heater issues. And
Godspeed.
we'll see the next update on Jason's Young Alumni Board meetings.
Oh yeah, I don't even know when the next one is. Thankfully I like told him to email my work email because that was part of the issue. Is last time I gave my personal email, and like I'm not on top of checking. You throw a meeting on my personal email or my personal calendar, 0% chance. If it's on my work calendar, like I'll be on top of it. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But yeah, with that, we hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and we hope to see you guys in the next one.
Thanks, guys.